Cowboys season starts in just over 2 weeks, and yet they still have some significant in-house contract situations that still require attention on offense. Both Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are entering the final years of their contracts. Meanwhile, on defense, star pass rusher Micah Parsons has 2 years remaining on his deal. This could be seen as a distraction for the team's main goal, a Super Bowl. But Cowboys' Demarcus Lawrence has advice about what to do about it.
I say control what you can control. If it's a distraction, eliminate it. If you can, if you can't, you run through it. So, that comes with our territory as being a Cowboy. I mean, our owner actually invites it. You know what I mean? So, if you're not used to it, you better get used to it fast.
If it's a distraction, you eliminate it. If you can't, run through it. I like those words. Stephen A., how do you feel about what Demarcus had to say?
What do you want me to say? Listen. Demarcus Lawrence is a baller.
Yes.
I appreciate his takes. I appreciate his candor, his honesty. He came on First Take during Super Bowl week, which, by the way, was breaking news. We actually saw a Cowboy during the Super Bowl week. Congratulations on that. But to
nice.
see him, well, I'm not. I'm just saying for him. I got mad respect for him. I got mad respect for him. And in all seriousness, I just like messing with them. In all seriousness, listen, I get where he's coming from on the Cowboys' distractions, and he does have a point. I just wish he would acknowledge we haven't dealt with it, not successfully. We got 2 playoff victories in 8 years. But obviously they can't. They don't want to say that about it. They don't want to remind the world of their ineptitude, and I understand that. But in the end, what it comes down to is that playing for the Cowboys is a distraction. The owner is a distraction. Being America's team is a distraction. Being in that bubble, that spotlight, that microscope, it ain't for everybody. Everybody can't handle the big time, okay? They say they want it. They say they want the smoke. They say they want the allure, but they don't. A lot of times they can't handle it because, as we all know, pressure breaks pipes. Obviously, it can produce diamonds in some instances, but certainly never when it comes to the Cowboys, at least not in the last 29 years and counting. So we have to understand that. We have to appreciate that for what it is. We have to accept that. And when I look at Demarcus Lawrence, he's a brother who balls. He's a brother that goes out there and gives it what he's got. I've never looked at a Dallas Cowboy loss and blamed him because of his lack of productivity. So I give him mad credit for that. And he is being candid and he is being honest about how, look, don't expect to come here and for things to be all nice and peaceful and, without any controversy, drama, or anything like that. That's not how it rolls in Dallas, not with this owner. He acknowledges that. He said that. It is what it is. And so what can you do about it? All you can do is learn to deal with it, which they have failed to do, again, for 29 years.
Okay. I was just marinating on that. Damien, do you think the Cowboys are closer to missing the playoffs or making the Super Bowl?
Molly, the way I'm going to answer this is, let me finish.
Stephen A., let him have his turn, please.
I'm just preference what I'm about to say is, first of all, my wife is a huge Cowboys fan.
Sure is.
And so
you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
That
You're gonna
explains
do
so
it.
much.
And so
You're blaming your wife.
She's a real Cowboys fan,
she's a real,
too.
like a real
I was
Cowboys
talking to
fan.
her in
That
Chicago.
explains a lot.
She knows her stuff.
That explains a lot.
And your kids are Cowboys fans.
Yeah, she's infected a couple of them. And I also got to say, I got bum rushed by some Cowboy fans this past weekend.
Really? Where?
Yeah, at church, actually.
At church?
Yeah. They
wow,
didn't appreciate.
no shame.
First of all, they didn't appreciate
there.
They didn't appreciate what I said about the Cowboys last week.
Wow. What about forgiveness? That's what you learned there.
Yeah, but then they really said, you need to talk to Stephen A. because the way he comes at us is just completely unfair, and that it needs to be addressed on national television. So I'm just passing the messages from these Cowboys fans that bum rushed me to you, Stephen A., about that. But anyway.
I'm glad everyone's in church, though. That's good.
I ain't worried about that.
gossip.
I ain't worried about none of them. I'm going to see them real soon. I'm going to see them in a couple of weeks.
Oh, you going down? Oh, you going down to
Where?
You going down to Texas
or church? Which one are you going to?
Texas. Mr. Jerry Jones.
Oh, my
has
God,
allowed me to come
dude.
down to Texas. I'm rolling down to Texas.
You're
Mom,
gonna
you
have a
thought
little
he was going to church, Mouse.
Yeah, you're gonna have a little meeting with him.
That's right. That's right.
Are you gonna get a team a pep talk or something?
Oh no. This is me. I'm going to see Jerry. I'm going to see
Jerry have a little meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's been calling Jerry out a little bit.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
He's been calling Jerry.
You and Jerry cool?
He said, "Come on down."
Well, they're gonna
He
talk
said, "Come on
face to
down.
face, like
Come on
two
down."
men.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said, "Come on." He said, "Come on down." And you know what I said, Dan Orlovsky?
Cameras or no cameras?
Damien Woody, Dan Orlovsky. You know what I said? He said, "Come on down." You know what I said? I reckon I will. I reckon I will.
I don't even know what I reckon means in that sentence. I don't even know what the question is either. Are the Cowboys closer to missing the playoffs or going to the Super Bowl, Dan?
Me? No. They're closer to missing the playoffs. I'm
Okay.
not going to beat around
got
the
worse,
bush
you
like
think?
Wood here, okay? Woody.
Wow.
They've won 12 games in each of the last 3 seasons. Let's be real about who the Cowboys are right now. Okay, let's just be real about
who are they?
Are they better than Philly? Honestly. No. Are they better than Detroit? No. Are they better than Green Bay? No. Are they better than San Francisco? No. Are they better than the Rams? No. There's some team in the South. I don't think they're better than Atlanta, but they're not better than whoever's going to win the South. There's 6 right there. So you mean to tell me that there's easily 6 that in Detroit, they ain't better than Detroit, Tampa Bay, or a Seattle? I don't think so. I think one of those teams is going to be better. So we're not even talking about Super Bowl. We're talking about getting into dance. I don't think they get into the dance unless they play above their skis. So they're further away from closer to missing the postseason than they are winning a Super Bowl, making a Super Bowl.
Well, I appreciate the eloquence and the fluidity with which you dropped that dissertation on the American public, but it didn't require all of that. All you need to do is look at history, and you know what the answer to that question is. I mean, my God, you didn't need to do anything else. I mean, all you had to do was sit up there and say, they ain't been closer to the Super Bowl than they've been to the offseason before. Why would anything change now? That's what the situation is, particularly with the contract squabbles with CeeDee Lamb. So we understand all of that, okay? And then, you Damien Woody, it explains, well, first of all, we need to extend our condolences to Damien Woody. So the wife is a Cowboy fan and a couple of children. I mean, damn. I mean, Black cat running around the franchise, Black cat running around the Woody household, the Damien Woody household. That's what's going on here. Now, what do we call you, the notorious Liberace? You understand what I'm saying? Sitting there at the piano.
That's a cold nickname.
It is.
Why do we do that?
That
You
is
understand?
a cold
Because
nickname. I love that.
You need, tranquility. You need to calm the nerves. And I was wondering why. I'm like, damn. He's on TV working with Greeny and the crew doing Get Up. He shows up here on First Take. He's with his peeps. Why does he always look so stressed? And that explained it. It's your surroundings. You're surrounded with people who have a bloated view of a franchise, all right? They swear up and down every year. They like this. We're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? We're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? Now, we got to deal with that with them nauseated, disgusting fans, which have proven my point. Because when they're willing to bother you in church, you know they're trifling, okay? I mean, who else would bother people in church other than a Cowboy fan? Only a Cowboy fan would do such a thing. Nobody else would do it. But they would, because you know why? They don't have they don't grasp who they truly are. They keep living on what they once were and what they believe they're supposed to be. And the owner milks it till the cows come home. That's why he's a brilliant businessman. Their franchise is worth $10 billion. And their players individually are always very talented, but the collection of them together in that environment, in that pressure cooker confine, they can't handle it. I think most of the Cowboys will be all world and they'd become champions the minute they departed from that organization.
Okay.
Problem is, they're in that damn city, surrounded by those fans. And for you to have that in your home,
You blame
I got to admit to you, I think you're a husband of the year, and I think you're the father of the year, because I can't even imagine what you have to
You're
put up
owning the husband of
on
the
a
year.
day-to-day basis.
You're really owning that
I
one.
didn't know your life was like that. I didn't know your life was like that. You never told me that before, Damien Woody. I'm shocked. I really, really am that you've been subjected to this stuff. I really am.
Yeah, you're right on like husband and father. Yeah, like you're absolutely correct on that. But I will say this: the nickname of the Notorious Liberace.
Yeah. It's
Just peep this out, okay? During the season,
Yep.
don't be surprised when I'm remote and I play some on national television on First Take.
Yeah, you played.
Like
You played a few notes when Stephen A. was off.
Don't be surprised. So
You're working on a little piece.
I got something cooking. So
Okay.
don't be surprised when it happens.
You need to work on a piece. You need to work on a piece. Just a sad song. And schedule it for release. Schedule it for release in January. That's exactly when you'll need it, in January. First or second week in
Stephen A.,
January.
you are sharp today. You are very funny.
project.
Even with
Stephen
your
A.,
bad Wi-Fi. You're having a very good show, Stephen A.
There's no Wi-Fi.
So they're closer
Good.
to the Super Bowl. They're closer to the Super Bowl. Is that
Hell
what you're
no.
saying?
Closer to missing the playoffs. A lot of people think that, no, in all seriousness, a lot of people feel like the Cowboys took a step back. They're not as good as they were last year. I mean, is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, they lost, I think, like 6 starters, I want to say.
Yeah.
Now Trey comes back, so.
Couple of offensive linemen, right?
Yeah, but those 2 rookies that they took, both Guyton and Beebe, they do look like they're unsurprisingly guys.
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
Can I just say this as an aside?
Yeah.
Can we see Philly first before we start anointing them? Because that's all you hear. Dan O and Stephen A. They've already anointed. They've already anointed.
Well, you
Philly.
know why Dan does that.
Like,
He
yeah,
does that because
they've already
his
anointed
wife.
Philadelphia.
It's the same thing. He does that because his wife. He's got a Philly bias.
Nah.
Yes, he does.
Nah,
He absolutely does.
I'm more
Yes, he
interested.
does.
I'm more interested. Listen. I'm more interested in why. First of all, there's nothing wrong with anointing Philadelphia in terms of the NFC East, because who's your competition? Jaden Daniels is a rookie. The Giants are trash. Okay, got
Washington,
Canty
I
all
think,
emotional and stuff like that.
Don't cast Washington
Washington's gonna be
aside.
all right eventually. They're gonna be all right eventually, but not this year. Okay, and then you got the Dallas Cowboys, who are an accident waiting to happen. So if you give me A.J. Brown with Devontae, with Goddard, with Saquon Barkley, and Jalen Hurts, why the hell with a roster like that, I wouldn't be able to forecast that they're going to win this division walking away. And as it pertains to Molly, here's the one thing that I will say. I'm quite disappointed in how she reacted. I expected her to be a bit angry when you said you were interrupted in church. I mean, you would think that is enough to get Molly's back up and really, really snap at Cowboy
I was
fans.
actually
And
happy
she
that
did
he
no
was in
such
church.
thing.
Yeah.
She
I was
did
happy
no
he was
such
in
thing.
church.
She
That
did.
was
No,
what
that's
I was
ridiculous.
focused on.
That's ridiculous. I expect better
Just
from
trying
you,
to get
Molly.
you there
They
on Sunday.
interrupted somebody in church when
Miles,
you
did
were
you see the
you were communicating with the Lord. They came and interrupted you.
Okay,
That is
Stephen A.
that is blasphemy.
Stephen
That's
A.
true blasphemy. That's true blasphemy. It is. I wouldn't do such a thing. I would never bother somebody in church.
You got to be
Ever.
there.
I would never do that. Never do that. Never.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't even bother a Cowboy fan in church.
Okay.
I'd wait until the sermon was over.